okay, they not going to respect you. All right. And the reason why they're not going to expect respect you is because you have demonstrated that you don't respect you. Okay. And so how is it that you are now going to start respecting you? Well, one of the things you have to be clear on is you have to start telling yourself exactly what it is. See, if you can't admit that you don't respect yourself, or if you can't admit that I am the blame for the people who I have allowed to do whatever they want in my life. If you can't admit to that, guess what? Chances of you repeating that is very high. Is very, very high. See, this is the thing about life, okay? And I am a student of life, okay? And this is one of the things that I had to start understanding. And some of you guys may hear me say this a lot, okay? See, life is going to give you exactly what you are. Not what you say you hope to be, not what you wish to be, not what you luck to be, not what you pray to be. Mm-mm. Life is going to give you what you are. And so, say for instance, if you in a relationship, all your relationships, they are demonstrating the same exact thing to you, okay? And if you never take a pause to see what the relationships are showing you, chances are very high that your next relationship is going to be just like the previous relationship that you was in. So what do you do? One, you have to, for me, I start asking myself these questions, okay? I talk to myself, but I start asking myself these questions. How did I attract this person? Okay. Because the truth of the matter is, you attract the people before you physically meet them. And what I mean by that is, if you have a self image of yourself that, say, you had this abandonment issue within yourself, right? You probably have this going on subconsciously. Your father wasn't there, every time he said he was going to show up, he never showed up, or whatever. Your father didn't love you, right? Now, that can be your perception. And I'm saying that your perception isn't accurate or that didn't really occur, but that could be your perception, right? And sometimes we tend to make things more than what they are. Meaning, like, sometimes we'll say, well, my father ain't show up because he just didn't love me, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that he just didn't love you, okay? But if your father didn't really love himself, like, how could he really show you what love is? If he felt like he wasn't worthy of love or didn't deserve love, like, how could somebody in that mind state really show you what love is if that's how they view themselves, right? So now you get into this relationship, and the relationship that you in, okay, is not working, right? Maybe you have this fear that the person is going to leave you, right? Because your experience with abandonment when you was a kid, right? So you may tend to think that the person is going to leave you, the person don't love you, all these different things, right? And it's not that, you know, it is not going to happen, but you have to remember that you become what you think. If you really believe that, oh, this person ain't gonna love me, this person is X, Y, and Z, and you have this going on within your subconscious mind, okay? The subconscious, it does not know, it does not distinguish or does not know fantasy from reality. Whatever you put in the subconscious mind, that's just what it is, okay? And many times we operate on autopilot, okay? And we tend to do certain things and we feel as though, well, this is the way it's always been. This is what I seen growing up. And so therefore, this is what life is. Most of the time, that is not accurate. Okay, just because you seen that and just because you experienced that, that does not mean that you have to keep on going through that again and again and again and again. The adults who raised us, okay, they did the best that they knew how to do. They couldn't give you something that they did not have, okay? Even with my children, I can't give them something that I don't have. Okay, if they ask me, oh, let me get $1 million. If I don't have $1 million at this time, how could I give something that I don't have? And so that's the same as that concept. If you can't expect pears or mangoes from orange seeds. Okay, if you saying, oh well, I want a mango, but if all a person have is orange seeds, how the hell are you going to get a mango? You're not. It's impossible. You're not. Okay. And so you in these relationships and you just thinking like, why aren't these relationships working? Like, why when I get into these relationships, why don't they work out? Okay. It's for you to start looking at your life and saying, how am I showing up? If you operate from a standpoint of, my ex, they did this. My exes, they are the reason. Okay. My exes are, the reason why I keep going through these relationships. I can't stand my ex. That last ex, he did X, Y, and Z, or she did the unthinkable, or whatever it is. If you operate from that standpoint, chances of you meeting or having your next that's going to be just like your ex are very high. It's very high. It's very high. And the reason being is because you don't see your role in that. You don't see that you attracted this person. You don't take accountability and responsibility of the people that's coming and showing up in your life. Listen, you are a creator. Whether you believe that, that's neither here nor there. My question to you is, do you feel you deserve better? If you feel you deserve better, okay, you have to start looking at how you showing up. All right. And so the relationships, you just keep going in and out, in and out. And you never pause. You never take a break and say, what the last relationship I was in, what did that relationship teach me? Okay. Oftentimes what relationships teach us is that we are looking for love outside ourselves. Okay. I am here to tell you, love do not have an address. It does not have an address. The person that's going to give you love and authentic love is you. Is you. So the moment you start feeling like, I got to be in a relationship because when I'm in a relationship, I am going to get the love that I'm looking for. If you want to be in a relationship because of that, that is the wrong premise, okay? Not saying that being in a relationship and loving someone is nothing wrong with that, but when it's your whole objective that I need to be, hey Trinity, Ross, PC, baby, but when your whole objective is I need to be in a relationship because this person is going to make me happy, happiness is a choice. If you ain't got the happiness going on within you, or if you don't choose to be happy, guess what, darling? Okay. Then that person can't give you happiness. Okay. And even if they was to give it to you, if they was to take it away from you, honey, you will be devastated. Okay. Because you have put this person on such a platform, on such a high pedestal, that you think that this person is going to give you something that you can't give your goddamn self. Honey, demons, speak to them, okay? All right? And as long as you feel that way, guess what? Because what you really are doing is you are looking for your daddy or your mama love in these relationships. You gotta start. I remember I used to hear Missy Young Levine say this. Okay, she ain't say that. She used to say, "You gotta do the work." Okay, and I said, "The work? What work she talking about?" Okay, I didn't know what work she was talking about until I started realizing, oh, she talking about you gotta start doing the work on your damn self. In order for your life to change, you have to do the work on your damn self. If you don't do the work, your life is going to be the same. I could guarantee you that. I could guarantee you if you continuously do the same exact thing next year, your goddamn life, you ain't gotta go to a psychic. Okay, you ain't gotta go to a psychic. Okay, I'm gonna be the psychic for you. You ain't gotta go to the psychic. I could guarantee you your life is going to be the same because you are the same and you're not changing. And so change does not come from, or your life is not finna change because you cried, you bitch, moaned, complained. Is not finna change because of that. You have to start looking at your life and saying, how am I showing up? What is it that I'm doing? Okay. And this is not, blaming. This is you really taking accountability because guess what? Nobody else is going to be able to change your life. That person that you waiting for to save you or to change, that person ain't coming. Honey, I done cried. I done went to a psychologist, was on medication for this. Honey, ain't nobody show up. You know who showed up? I got damn showed up. Okay, I started showing up for my damn self. And I started understanding that if I want my life to change, I have to change. If I keep doing the same thing, my life is going to be the same exact way. And so you in these relationships, you going in and out, okay? And every relationship you get in is the same exact thing. Maybe the guy is cheating or the chick is cheating, okay? Maybe they lying. Before anybody could have cheated on you, guess who cheated? You. You cheated on you. Guess who lied? You lied to you. Every time you seen something for what it is and you kept on saying, no, I believe this person can change. No, although this person is doing this, I just see them better. Although they manipulative, although they are acting like a gutter snake, whatever, although they displaying this, I just believe and I can see this person potential. You know who suffer in cases like that? You. Why? Because you delusional. You so goddamn delusional. You are really delusional. Okay? Honey, I've been delusional many a times. Okay? Many times I have been delusional. But you suffer because you are delusional. Because you want this person to be something that they have demonstrated time and time again that they cannot be. Okay? They done showed... Not that they can't be, but they choose not to be. Okay, they don't see what they doing is a problem. They look at their lives, and if you bring it up, they are disconnected. So when you say, well, say for instance, you got somebody that always lying to you. You're in a relationship, the guy keep lying to you, and you just like, well, when you lied to me, why you keep lying to me? First of all, honey, you got to accept the fact that that person is a liar. Okay? To think that they are going to be trustworthy and tell you the truth, you living in la la land. That's just what they are. They are liars. Okay? And so the moment you start accepting this person just a liar. Okay? I know I'm not going to get the truth of them. So therefore, I'm not even going to ask. I remember when I was a kid, one of the things my grandmother used to say was, like, she'd say, don't ask the person, like, if it was like, don't ask them where they've been because you already know that they're not going to tell the truth, right? So don't ask questions that you already know the answer to. If you know that this person is incapable of telling you the truth, because they demonstrated time and time again, okay, and you just like, well, they just gonna tell me the truth. No, they're not. Okay, they demonstrated to you that they liars. So accept the thing for a thing. You're doing yourself a disservice if you're saying, well, this person, although they lied to me, all these times, they lied to me so several times. I just believe and I know it's in them to tell the truth. Honey, it ain't in them. Okay? And the sooner you see that, the sooner that your life is going to be better. Okay? But the question becomes, why do you keep lying to yourself? That's the question. Why do you keep lying to yourself? And so now you in these relationships. And because you fail to realize that the love and the affection and everything that you seek is within you, you are out searching. You are looking for somebody to give you something that you feel that you can't give yourself. And the person or the people that you are coming across, they are showing you your shadow side, how you really feel within, okay? Because our outer world reflects the inner, okay? The outer world reflects how we really feel within. And so you get to a place, and at some point, it comes a point in time where as though you say, you know what could I do to start getting better? And what you can do to start getting better is you can start choosing you. You can start being honest with yourself. See, many times people will say, like, I remember I was on the phone, okay, with this person. And I was asking this person questions, okay, because the person just kept complaining about her relationship, right? And I said to her, I said, all right, the person that you in a relationship with, when did you notice the red flags? Because I'm a person that knows the red flags, they always show up in the beginning. Okay. I could go back to my relationships and I could see exactly when the red flag showed up. But I was so, so geeked and so looking and desperate at that time for love, okay, thinking love was gonna come from outside, that I disregarded the red flags, okay? And so this person goes to me, it wasn't no red flags in the beginning. It was because they always show in the beginning. You could be, say for instance, you desperate to be in a relationship, right? Because again, you think that the love is going to come outside you. And it really doesn't. The person you wind up with, they just gonna reflect back to you that you don't love yourself. And one of the ways they do it is when a person when you say, like, why don't you love me? The question is, why don't you love yourself? But furthermore, when you say, like, you don't call me, you don't buy me flowers, you don't do all this stuff, they just reflecting back to you that you don't do that stuff for yourself. Okay? Now, I'm not saying call yourself, but what I'm saying is they just reflecting back to you that you don't even honor your damn self. Okay? You think that somebody buying you roses or flowers or whatever is more important than you buying yourself, because that's, after all, that's what we have been programmed and conditioned to believe. But that is absolutely false. That is not true. And the relationships that you keep on getting in, it keeps on showing you something over and over and over again. But because you are so oblivious to the whole thing, you won't accept it. It's just like you so unaware of it, of you understanding that, one, you are the creator of your reality. Two, no one is coming to save you. Three, take full accountability and responsibility for your life in order for your life to change. 4, you will have to do the work on yourself in order for your life to change. Okay. And 5, you will show up and you will set the boundaries. And at times it's going to be uncomfortable. At times you not going to want to say certain things of fear. But let me tell you something. You are deserving, you are worthy, you are enough. And anybody that will be replaced, okay, anybody that walks out of your life, somebody will come into your life and respect your boundaries. You know, when you have boundaries and you tell this person, well, I done allowed you, because you really have allowed them to hurt you for the umpteenth time. When you get clear and start understanding, I have allowed you to do X, Y, and Z, and you break the relationship off, you leave that relationship. The next person that enters into your life, it is for you to take an observation. First, I would say pause. Don't jump right into another relationship, because if you do, that next relationship, I guarantee you, is going to be like your ex. Because you didn't do or look at yourself and see how you was showing up. Okay? And so your next relationship, I guarantee you, is going to be the same. Your next job is going to be the same. The next bank that you have is going to be the same. Your next cable provider is going to be the same. Everything is going to be the same until you change who you are. Everything. Okay? And so now you're in this relationship, right? And the signs was there, right? Probably perhaps in the beginning, you and this guy start talking, or you and this young lady, y'all start talking, right? And because you are so desperate, people feel energy, by the way. Okay, they feel energy. Because you are so desperate, saying this is the one, right? That's how you go into the dating. And I don't even think like people date, but people do date, but if you go into the relationship saying this is the one, okay, then people feel it. They feel that energy. And you putting that person on a pedestal. You need to start going into the relationship or dating, whatever it is, like you are the one. Okay? You are the one. So anyway, now you and this person, y'all hit it off, whatever. Now this person, before, okay, say the reservations, y'all have plans to meet at 6:00. Okay. The person shows up an hour late, 7:00. Okay. And so, cause you so geeked and so desperate to be in a relationship, you overlook it. You're like, at least I'm going on a date. Okay. Now, the next day y'all go on, the person don't communicate effectively. You see these signs, okay? But you just like, well, I'm a change them, or you just settle. You settle because you like, you know what? I don't think I can get better. I don't think that somebody gonna be able to give me what I want. So I'm just gonna settle. So you settle, and in your instance of settling, you just feel like, well, I'm gonna be able to change this person, right? And so the person showed you all these telltale signs. They keep showing you over and over and over again. And now y'all get in a relationship, right? And now the person is doing the same thing. You call a person, the person barely answers their phone. Okay. Y'all set reservations, the person don't show up. Okay. You want to have a conversation with the person, right? A mature, an adult conversation expressing, whatever it is. The person don't communicate. The person just shut down. They don't want to have a conversation or whatever. And then you sick of this, right? And say you start doing the work on yourself because you like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the work on me. Hey, Philip, peace to you, baby. You like, I'm gonna start doing the work on myself. I'm just sick of this. And you start seeing like it gotta be something that I'm doing. It's something that I'm doing, because all these guys that I keep getting in a relationship with, okay, what is the common denominator? Oh shoot, it's you. It's you, boo. You the common denominator, okay? At all the relationships, okay? They don't know each other, okay? So they can't be talking to each other about you. So you the common denominator, right? And you start doing the work on yourself and you start saying, um, to the person like, why don't you change? Now you did the work on yourself, y'all on the verge of breaking up, but your inner child, okay, the part of you that may feel abandoned and have experienced abandonment, it's like, you like, why don't you change? Why don't you do X, Y, and Z? But your higher self is like, you know what? This relationship is over. Okay. You trying to keep this relationship, it is over. It's been over. Right. And you stay in that relation, you going through it and you asking them like, why don't you change? Why don't you do better or whatever? They not going to do better because one, they don't see an issue. After all, how could there really be an issue if you still in that relationship, if you still entertaining the relationship? The person that's saying, well, why don't you do better? Why can't you do X, Y, and Z? If you still stand in that relationship, why would somebody feel like what they doing is wrong? They don't see an issue. Okay? And so you could love someone from afar. Okay? You do not have to be in a relationship. Another thing I had got from Miss Iyanla Vanzant was this. She said, you don't get to tell people how to love you. You get to observe, see how they love, and see if the way they love, if it's for you. Okay? Because I remember I used to say, you gotta love me like this, right? Like you gotta do, you gotta all this stuff, right? This list. Like you gotta love me like this, you gotta treat me like this, you gotta, honey. And first of all, I was not even in alignment. Okay? I was saying all this stuff. You gotta treat me like this, you gotta do X, Y, and Z. Honey, I was so out of touch. Okay? I wasn't even treating me like that. Okay? And so you like, and then you tell a person they have to do X, Y, and Z. But when you met them, you was at your lowest self, right? You was operating from fear. The fear of you not wanting to be alone. The fear of your biological clock is ticking, what society says. The fear of you got to hurry up and get into a relationship because you sick of showing up at the family gatherings by your damn self. And your family is talking about you saying, when you going to be in a relationship. So all those fears, right? And then you settle. And then you think that you are going to be in such a phenomenal relationship. The first person that you be in a relationship with is yourself. If you feel like your own company is not good enough for you, your own company is not good enough for you, then what do you think the next person you get in a relationship is going to feel? If you feel like you can't even be by yourself, what do you feel or think the next person is going to feel if you don't even like being around your own self? And so some of the things I remember when I first, went through the whole spiritual awakening and everything like that, just becoming aware. That's really what it is, awareness. And I remember I would go out to eat by myself. And you talking about nervous, okay? Of course, I was nervous because it was something that I wasn't used to. But in order for me to enjoy someone else's company, I have to first enjoy mine. In order for me to feel entertained, I have to know how to entertain myself. See, the answers that you are looking for, I could never give you. Okay, don't ever think you could come and watch, and I could never give you anything. I just share my experience because the truth of the matter is everything is within you. Everything. All the answers you looking for, everything is within you. Everything. Everything is within you. But only if you start pausing and taking the time out. And some of the ways I meditate. Okay, I meditated several times today. I meditate. I get still so I could listen to their guidance. I could listen to the intuition. I could hear, clearly what my intuition is guiding me to do. Okay? So you got to take time out for yourself. Because if you keep on seeing your life is not the way you want your life to be, there's hope. Okay, for so long I thought that it wasn't no hope. Okay, a lot of you guys, you have heard, I done told you guys the story of me going to a psychologist and getting pills because I was just that out of whack. I just felt like my life, it was chaotic. um it was to me, it felt like I just was dying, like, in a sense. And I guess it was the old version of myself dying off. I felt like I was unheard, unseen. um I felt like my feelings did not matter. And what I needed to start understanding was that, Dina, your feelings matter. But they only matter if you allow them to matter. They matter to you. If other people disregard your feelings, that's other people. But don't you dare disregard the way you feel. And so that's what brought me on doing these videos. I am still learning. I am still growing. Okay. And when I tell you that you have everything within you, everything, I don't care what it is, whatever it is that you are searching, seeking, it is all within you. In a moment you start looking at yourself, and at first you may not even believe it because you've been so programmed to think that you are not worthy, to think that you're not capable, to think that you don't deserve to be seen or deserve to be heard. Start looking at yourself and saying, I matter. And at first you may not believe it because you've been so programmed to think that way. But start looking at yourself saying you matter, because you do matter. You do matter. And whenever you are afraid to set up boundaries, and I've been talking about boundaries a lot. Whenever you are afraid to talk about boundaries and to tell people your boundaries, and each time that you feel this discomfort and you feel like I should say something, but you're so afraid to say something because you're afraid of the backlash, you're afraid of people, going against you. You're afraid that, if you speak up, people gonna disregard you or whatever. Still speak up. Still speak up. Because if you've been doing the same, you're going to continuously get the same. And so if that includes the person getting loud, okay, you got to start understanding that you don't have to be around it. It's not until you start understanding that I don't have to tolerate this. Give yourself permission to cancel people. Give yourself permission to put people on block. Give yourself permission to speak up for yourself. Because let me tell you something. If you don't speak up for you, who's going to speak up for you? So you have to start doing the stuff that may feel uncomfortable. It may feel, fearful. Like, damn, I never did this before. I don't know what to expect. But I could guarantee you this. Although you never done it before, you don't know what to expect. Expect that it's going to be a difference than what you normally would have had. It's going to be a different. So say for instance, you never spoke up, but this time you speaking up. Okay. I guarantee you it's going to be different than what you normally will accommodate. I guarantee you that it's going to be. Now, it may not be, it may seem, right, that the people are, acting, a certain type of way. And you may even question, like, damn, should I have spoken up? Yeah, you sure should have. Yeah, you should have spoken up. Yeah, you have every right to speak up. And if you can't communicate about how you feel, okay, then you can't expect for people to be able to read your mind and say, and it's never about them. All throughout life is never about them. Even when it comes to forgiveness, it's never about them. And forgiveness does not mean that I forgive you, so we have to have a relationship. Forgiveness simply means I forgive you, okay? But then you got to forgive yourself too, okay? Because you played the role in that too. I forgive you, okay? But I don't wish that my life would have been any different. Now, some may feel like, well, that ain't true. I do wish my life would have been different. But by you wishing, hoping, luck, and praying, is that going to change what had occurred in your life? It is not going to change it. That's not going to fix it or change it. And so when you accept what has occurred, okay? When you say, well, this has occurred in my life, okay? It doesn't define me, okay? But this has occurred. This was an event that took place. When you look at your life like that, and start understanding that it was never nothing personal. Because if it wasn't you that the person may have betrayed or did something to, honey, best believe it was gonna be somebody else. And it is other people that the person did the same thing to. And so as sometimes I just say this is just who they are. This is just who they are. Not saying that they can't change, but this is just who they are. This is who they are today. Not saying that they won't change, but God damn it, this is who they showing me today. If I say, oh, well, this ain't who they are, honey, they got so much potential. Honey, you setting yourself up for failure. You setting yourself up for failure, for your feelings to get hurt, for you to be doing a lot of crying. But when you accept people for who they are, yeah, this is what they do. A person that lie all the time, they're a liar. And by you expecting them to tell the truth, honey, you gonna be in for a rude awakening because they done demonstrated to you that they ain't got no honesty in them. I remember I heard DMX say, he said, when you see a snake, when somebody show you that they're a snake, accept them for them being a snake. When somebody shows you they're a thief, accept them for being a thief. I remember I had a friend when I was younger, right? And her brother started stealing a lot. Like he just went on his rampage, and I don't want to say just started stealing because chances are he's been stealing. And I remember she would call her brother, like she would say, they call him such and such, but she'd be like, nah, like she'd say, like, his name is Thief, right? And I used to be like, damn, like you call your brother a thief? Like, I thought that was like, damn, something. But no, they have showed you that they a thief. They have showed you that they dishonest. They have showed you that. And so when you just like, well, they ain't like that. Or they just steal every now and then. Okay. When somebody show you who they are, believe them the first time. But believe them. If your mama lie all the time and you like, why can't this lady just tell the truth? I just want the truth from her. Right? Maybe you just like, you want to know who your daddy is, and you just like, why she can't tell me the truth? Like, why she just can't tell? Because she just can't tell, because she's a liar. And I know, like, damn, my mama a liar. She's a liar. Not that you don't love her, okay? Not that you don't love her, but when you see a thing for what a thing is, then you are going to save yourself a lot of headaches, a lot of heartaches, and a lot of crying. It's only when you try to see something for what it's not will you inflict so much pain on your damn self. Because you're trying to see something for what is clearly not. And you inflict a lot of pain on yourself. So when people show you exactly, understand this. 3 things I want you guys to get. 1, love don't come outside you. Okay. If you're looking for love outside you and you saying, well, they gonna give me the love, honey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it will not happen. That's 1. 2, see a thing for what a thing is. Okay? Don't try to kid yourself and try to see something what it is not. Okay? All right? You trying to turn apples into mangoes. And here you only got goddamn apple seeds, and you there saying, no, but this is a mango, and a person there, the farmer is looking at you like, honey, you done lost all your mind. Okay, the farmer is like, there is an apple, that is not a mango, and you there like, no, this is, I know this is a mango. Lost it. Okay. 3, understand that you can change your life. When? Today. Whenever you get ready. See, the power is all within you. Is all within you. You want to change your life? Just start looking at your life and say, how could I do better? I guarantee you'll get the answer. Because it was so many times I would go in the bathroom before I had my spiritual awakening, And I will always say, because it was a part of me that always felt like the life that I was living, I deserved more. It was always a part of me. Nobody told me this. This was before I got into personal development and everything. Nobody ever told me this. It was a knowingness. And I will always have my epiphanies in the bathroom. And I would say, I know I did not come here for this. I know I did not come here to make everybody else feel comfortable. And I feel so uncomfortable. I know I did not come here to put other people on a pedestal and to go against myself. I know I did not come here to continuously do the same exact thing and pray, cry, bitch and moan and say, why won't my life change? I knew it was something within me all them years back, whereas though I knew I came here for so much more. So much more. But I needed to grow through those things, and I'm still growing, but I needed to grow through those things in order to see what my path was and what my purpose was. One of the things Michael Beckwith say is, I believe this is what he say, your pain push you while your passion pulls you, while your purpose pulls you. And it's so true. Because what you growing through, it is just showing you. It is just showing you how you showing up. And when you start seeing how you showing up, the people that's coming into your life, they just reflectors. They just reflecting back to you how you showing up. So anytime you want to see how you showing up, just look at the people that's around you. Because they demonstrating how you showing up. They showing you clearly how you showing up. So if you're around some people that, you know, you may say they take you for granted, acknowledge that and say, I know why this person showed up in my life. Because the time that I take myself for granted. From this point on, I'm not going to take myself for granted. You got to admit exactly what it is. Because as long as you saying, no, that's not it, your life going to continuously be the same way. Like the same thing they say when you go to AA and NA, the first step is to admit you have a problem. Now, if you like, no, I don't have a problem, how could you fix what you don't know? My favorite book by Vernon Howard is The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power. And in that book, Vernon Howard states, how could you escape a prison if you don't know you in one? So you can't escape if you don't know you're in it. You can't escape if you say, well, it's all of them and it's not me. Okay? At some point, you need to start saying, what is my role? What am I doing? How am I showing up? Start looking at yourself. Because you hold the answers. You hold the answers. Start seeing yourself that you better, you deserving, you worthy, you beautiful, you are intelligent, you smart. You are deserving. You are worthy. You are enough. Start seeing yourself as that. And even if you don't, when you first start getting in the mirror and affirming who you are, even if you don't, you keep on telling yourself that. You keep telling yourself that. Until you believe it. Because that's how you learned everything, is through repetition. So you keep talking to yourself and telling yourself these things. And so that's my time. I love you guys. Okay, thanks for showing up. I believe in you because I believe in me. I know that you deserve better. I know that you want better. But you have to start understanding in order for you to get better, you have to do something that is different. It's going to take radical action. It's going to take you being uncomfortable. It's going to take those things. At times in my life, I get so uncomfortable with being the same. It's this very discomfort feeling for me. And when I get to that feeling, I know, up, Dina, what we doing? Come on, we got to do something different. Because I know that if I do the same, I get the same. If I be the same, I receive the same. And so whenever I'm doing something radical, okay, it's because I know I deserve better than the way I have been showing up and the way I have been playing with life. And so that's what you have to understand. The way you've been showing up is not even a real you. Is the you that society and your culture has created based upon pathologies, based upon belief systems, based upon ideologies. That's not even you. And so in life, you have to peel the layers, keep peeling the layers, peeling the layers, peeling the layers back. And start understanding that you are so much more. So much more. And with that being said, I love you guys. Peace.